Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Exploring Briarwood and the world around it. Today we are starting in Appletree Hamlet. So today we are going through basically the entire northeast, just kind of the three towns that make up the extreme northeast, those being Appletree Hamlet, Thurmansport, and St. Sophia. So we've been here before. Not a lot has changed. The further you get from like Briarwood and South Andrews and kind of those central hub areas of the world, there becomes less progress just because it takes longer to travel to these places. You're not going through them back and forth and making little changes here and there. But one big thing to note is this is the Heraldic Academy. This is technically the first official school built in this Briarwood Minecraft world. So this is based on a high school from the town that I grew up in. I'm not going to name which one, but if there are people from my hometown, once this kind of takes shape, you can probably figure out what it's based on. But it's got the school colors are, I think I just decided to do black and white, but black is going to be the color of these gym seats. I haven't done that side yet, but this is just the main gymnasium here. And then you got two different wings back here, just kind of taking shape. So both of them will kind of have this structure to them. So classroom, 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 and staircase here. One of these I might split into bathrooms here, but this will be on both sides here for the wings. This is kind of a commons central area with a little atrium / library area here. And then this is just like an office administrative area. And then over on this side is the music wing and theater department sort of area. So there will be a big auditorium on this side. We resume back in the stadium area over here. This is the Hard Rock Super Center. So this is based on the Superdome in New Orleans. It'll have a circular shape when it's finished. Right now it's just kind of taking shape. At the moment, it's home to Appletree Forest, the soccer team, and the Appletree Gibbons. It'll have orange seats. And like I said, kind of that square circular shape that the Superdome has. Over in this, actually, let's go over here. Robin Hood Arena is also a circle. This is based on Kaseya Center in Miami, home of the Heat. It's got blue seats. It's home to the Spies and the Aliens are the two teams that play here. It'll have, like I said, blue seats. Bigger arena relative to some of the other ones. It's got kind of a double row. It's got a really not steep height to its lower bowl, so it'll have a pretty big lower bowl. Circular interior as well as the exterior. Obviously, fitting a square in a circle isn't always the easiest thing to do, so let's fit a circle inside a circle. This is called Robin Hood Arena. There's the signage there. And then over here is the more developed of the three stadiums. This is my wife's favorite stadium, simply because of the name, HelloFresh Field. There you see the signage there. It's got a really bad interpretation of a lime. I think it's a lime because it's green. I've said it before. This is based on Cisco Field, which was one of the stadium design plans for the Oakland Athletics, deciding to move to San Jose way back in the day. I think this design specifically came out around 2005, and they definitely didn't go for it. So now they are in the process of moving to Las Vegas, but I've changed the seats from green to red. It'll have kind of this traditional baseball feel, fairly small in comparison to some other ballparks, but then it's got this tower structure here, which I'll put a bar area up top and a swimming pool right there. So I think 3 ballparks in the nation will have swimming pools because it'll be this one, the one that's based on Chase Field in Jewett. No, not Jewett. Jevolette, excuse me. Barclays Field is that one. And then the Miami Park will also have a pool up in Listelli. So those are the stadiums. Last but not least, over in this direction. Sorry, I keep changing directions. I do apologize if I'm making you dizzy. Over here, I'm pretty sure no progress has been made over here. This is based on a variety of things. Kew Gardens, the Eden Project in Exeter, but this is just the National Botanical Gardens. So we have an oak house here. Over here is the birch house, which obviously not complete. And then these domes here there'll be a jungle dome here. and a desert dome here, and then there will be a variety of other buildings for other biome type developments as we develop this park here. But more progress will be available on the Instagram page if you guys want to check that out. It's briarwood.mcft on Instagram. I do pretty much daily updates except on Sundays. But let's travel west then to the town in the middle of these three called Saint Sophia. So if you're new to these videos, then this is new information to you. If you're not new to these videos, then this has been repeated plenty of times. There are 26 cantons, which are the different districts or municipalities or states, whatever you want to call it, that distinguish the different areas of Switzerland. Now, I made a mistake in designing this world, and I accidentally doubled Ticino because I separated, is it Lucerne? I think Lugano is in Ticino. I accidentally did it twice. And so there's 27 different towns in this world here. They're all based on, like I said, the cantons of Switzerland. And I've separated them roughly to their geographical location in Switzerland. I did have to do a little rearranging because I set all of this up on a grid pattern. Each town is separated by about 5 minutes of walking time, about 1 minute of fast travel time on this icy boat excursion here, whatever you want to call it, our fast speed rail system. But this area that we're traveling to right now is called Saint Sophia. It's based on oh gosh. Why is it escaping me? Saint Gallen, I believe it's called in Switzerland. But the team that plays here is the Saint Sophia Deacons, I believe is the baseball team. And they play at Paramount Park here. This is based on Angel Stadium in Anaheim. I flipped the outfields of all of my ballparks. So left field is where this massive scoreboard is now. I shrunk it a little bit. The one at Angel Stadium is really, really big, and I decided to shrink it for aesthetic purposes. But I have added some progress here with the seating areas in left field. Obviously, these will lead out to a couple different tiers of pathways there. Center field and right center now, instead of left center, has kind of the canyon area that they have in Anaheim. There's more details that will need to be done to make it satisfactory to how I like, but more grass areas here, the double-decker bullpen area, magenta seats here, but then we'll have just the full upper deck section like you see in Anaheim. But like I said, that is Paramount Park, home of the St. Sophia Deacons. Over here is, I gotta remember what this one is based on. I might need to pull out my chart here, unless no, it is. Just going off this design. This is based on the Chase Center, which is where the Golden State Warriors now play in San Francisco. It's got brown seats instead of the usual, I think there's black seats at the Chase Center. Most modern arenas in the United States are switching to black seats. But these are brown. The St. Sophia, I'd have to really think what the teams are called here, and it's escaping me, so I'm not even going to try. But right now it's going to be set up for hockey, unless I change my mind eventually. But not a lot of progress made, just kind of the general shape of the lower ends there. And that one is called, I do need to crank out my chart here, just for the sake of my own sanity. Let's fly over in this direction while I do that. That is called US Bank Plaza, and the teams that play there are the Bears and the Lions. Pause. Oh my. Over here is TD Park. This is based on Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, where the Buccaneers play. Instead of a big pirate ship, I decided we were going to go with this huge angel statue. Now, the football team that plays here are the St. Sophia Dominions. And Dominions, if you're familiar with your Bible mythology or your Christian kind of apocryphic, what's the word conjugation I'm looking for there? Dominions are a hierarchy of angels that have 4 wings. They're just larger versions of regular angels, essentially. But anyways, that's a statue there of a Dominion, which I have in place of the pirate ship. I know it's a little less fun than a pirate ship, but smaller scoreboards here, yellow seats, obviously. St. Sophia FC, their colors are gold and black, but I've decided to go with yellow and gray because that's not really a color scheme you see very often in sports. The Vegas Golden Knights are kind of the only team I can think of with that specific color scheme. Here's the other end zone here. It's got a higher end zone plaza because of this extra seating section here. But that is TD Park, like I said, home of the St. Sophia Dominions and the St. Sophia, or just St. Sophia FC, the soccer team. And then last but not least, a new building over here. This is based on a church that I used to work at. And a buddy of mine who still works at said church has asked me to build it. Now, I have a habit, not really for copyright purposes. I don't think you can really get copyright struck on stealing a building design necessarily, especially in Minecraft. But just for curiosity's sake, a lot of these buildings I have flipped. And so this design is actually backwards from what the actual church looks like. And like I said, it's a church. I won't name the actual church, but those who are familiar with my work history will know which one I'm talking about. There's a gym here, kind of a lobby in a couple different sections. There's a wall here that separates kind of an entrance lobby from a cafe area here. 2 entrances on either side. This is going to be the bathrooms and kitchens area here, a fellowship hall on this area here. Youth wings, this is more specifically a nursery. This is kind of their main youth room. This is their sanctuary here, which obviously nothing going for it at the moment. I haven't even put in the backstage area, so it just looks like a really long hall. Back here is a boiler room, a hallway, and a storage closet. This is just kind of classroom / meeting areas. Youth wing. And then as you move over here, these are going to be your offices. So my buddy's office, I got to remember because this is flipped. My buddy's office, as you walk in here, his office. Okay, this is the worship office. This is the lead pastor's office. This is the main church office. This is the youth director's office. And so my buddy's, or the children's office, excuse me, my buddy's office is going to be right here. So Matt, if you're watching, there's your shout out. I named you by first name, nothing further. Anyways, that is St. Sophia. Now, last but not least in this section here, or this area of the world, we are going to go north to Thurmansport. Now, Thurmansport is slowly becoming one of the more modern looking, of any of these towns. And I think that's mostly down to the stadiums that I've chosen to emulate for the design of Thurmansport. So Thurmansport is based on Thurgau, I think is the correct way to pronounce that canton in Switzerland. But I decided to redesign it in the sense of this is what the part of Switzerland would look like if it had access to the ocean or access to a very, very, very large body of water, whether it be like a Caspian Sea type body of water. So this, you'll recall, if you're familiar with this, there are 2 towns in the south that are connected to a big lake. This is going to be sea access to this country. So this is where the naval base is going to be. This is where all of kind of the yacht club is going to be. I do apologize. I think I'm losing my voice. But the reason, like I said, it feels so modern, and the stadiums that I've chosen to emulate, you got Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, which, despite all of its design flaws, is a very modern-looking stadium, specifically from the outside. And then this is based on Escon Field in Hokkaido, Japan, which is where the Hokkaido Ham Fighters play. It's an NPB team. The design it was the same architects who did Globe Life Field. So this is basically them creating a replica of Globe Life Field. We'll come back to this, don't worry. And then over here is based on Perth Arena, which is a very, very unique arena in Perth, Western Australia. So this here, it's got kind of navy seats. I mean, this is probably as close as you can get to a navy color scheme in Minecraft with just the colored blocks that we have right now. This one I've decided to call, let me find it. I got to scroll all the way down on my chart here to Thurmansport. This is called the Chick-fil-A Center. So this is based, like I said, on Perth Arena. It's home to the Tritons hockey team and the Dolphins basketball team. So they play here. Eventually I'll have upper decks. Perth Arena is fairly small. I think I'm going to develop it upwards just a little bit and change that design just slightly. to kind of give it more of an actual like American professional arena feel, because Perth Arena is fairly small. Over here, you see the purple seats that I've changed from the red at the original Levi's Stadium. This is X Field, named after whatever Twitter's doing nowadays, home to the Thurmansport Reef football team and Thurmansport Bay FC. Here you see the start of the upper deck design. This circles around both end zones as well. And then over here is just kind of that flat box wall section, if you're familiar with Levi's Stadium. Do I have media rooms? I don't have media rooms. But then over here is what I'm calling PPG Paints Park, or the triple P. Quadruple P? Quadruple P. Depending on where you want to put the PPGPP, essentially. But it's got teal seats. This is home to the Thurmansport Yachts. They have a teal and pink color scheme. Now, one thing that I did that I'm not sure I like is the seats are teal, and I've also made the wall teal, and I don't think I like it. So, expect me to probably change the color of the wall, because right now it's just a sea of teal, and I'm not sure that I like that, because the wall just blends in with the seats right now, and I really, like I said, I'm not sure that I like that. You got bullpens over here. Very unique dimensions to this ballpark. I will say, like I said earlier, this is called Escon Field, is what it's based on in Hokkaido, Japan. Go look it up if you're interested in the stadium architecture there. But then it'll have a fairly large upper deck. It's kind of a diamond shape. It's got a large glass wall in the outfield, and it'll have like a retractable kind of shape over in this direction here, but there's a better look there. But that is Thurmansport. Like I said, there will be a huge, eventually when this town is more developed, a huge port area. So I'll have like yacht clubs, I'll have a naval base, cruise ships, that sort of thing, all kind of way out in this direction. I'm definitely going to start by building it on the grass, so it'll look really funny to start before I start kind of constructing that, or excavating, I should say, the grass area and putting in some very shallow water. But that is Thurmansport. You have already seen St. Sophia and Appletree Hamlet. So with that being said, that is the Northeast. Welcome to the new channel. I've probably said it on other videos before, but we are switching this over from the main channel. Check out all of our other content that we've already posted about this world if you're curious or have questions about just kind of some decisions that I've made in the design of this world, in some of the world building exercises that we're going for in this everything going on. If you're curious why I have put a king in Switzerland, that sort of thing, and all of just kind of these world building questions you have, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. I will address them in future videos. Yeah, thank you if you're watching this, if you're along for the ride for this world building exercise, not just in Minecraft, but with all of the other video games that we're going for, in kind of the writing exercises that we will have in the future and that sort of thing. Let me know what you want to see going forward. For now, that's all I got. Thank you very much. We'll see you very, very soon.